G for day 1, we're revising that the E on the end of a word may make the previous vowel long. So we've got b-r-a-v, brave, sp-a-d, spade, d-r-i-v, drive, sh-i-n, shine, s-l-i-d, slide, s-m-i-l, smile, st-r-e-i, stripe, b-r-oak, broke, s-m-oak, smoke, d-r-ove, drove. So this E is very busy in these words. We also know that after a long vowel sound, when we want to write the k sound, we're going to use a K after a long vowel sound. So that's why we're using the K in both of these words. So some of these words too, we could also take off that E and make the I make it short sound. So we could have shine or shin, slide or, if we cover the E, slit, stripe or strip. So you can see that E on the end is very important because it's making sure that we make that I or that O into a long sound. Now let's have a look at what these words mean. Brave means that you're not scared of something, that you're very brave. Spade is something that you might dig with in the garden. Drive is when you drive a vehicle, and if you are the person driving, you would be the driver, so you'd have to put an R on the end of that because the E's already there. Shine, the sun shines most days where we live. Slide is something that you can go down, or you can perhaps slide down a hill too. Smile is when you've got a big smile on your face. Stripe could be the stripes like on a zebra. They're lines that go up and down or across, and there's lots of them. Broke is when something has broken, so it's perhaps smashed or cracked or shattered, means it's not whole anymore. Smoke comes from a fire, and it's the cloudy stuff that forms around it, and it quite often smells. Drove is when you've already driven somewhere. So you might say, today I will drive to school, yesterday Mum drove me to school. So it's a past tense of the word drive. So let's go through these words. We'll read them, sound them, spell them, cover them, write and check. So brave, b-r-a-v, 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 B-R-A-V-E, B-R-A-V-E, B-R-A-V-E. Cover it and write it. Now if you can add a little bit of rhythm to it while you're saying it, it will help your brain to remember it a little easier. So spade, sp-a-d, sp-a-d, sp-a-d. S-P-A-D-E, S-P-A-D-E, S-P-A-D-E. Cover it, write it, and you can finish the rest of those on your own. G for day 2, we're revising that the E on the end of a word may make the previous vowel make its long sound. So we've got brave, brave, and you can highlight these as we go. Spade, spade. Oh, now we need to change colours because we've got a different vowel sound. Drive, drive, and the E makes the I make its long sound. Shine, shine, slide, slide, smile, smile, stripe, stripe. Now we need to change colours again. Different highlighter. So now we've got broke, broke, smoke, smoke, drove, drove. So you've already learnt that the E on the end of a word can make the previous vowel long, and we have to have a consonant in between. So consonants are all the letters of the alphabet that aren't vowels. So we always have a consonant between the vowel and the E for that rule to work. So then you have to read the word, sound the word, spell the word, and write it. So we're going to go brave, brave, B-R-A-V-E, and cover it and write it. Now you also know that English words can't end in V. So that's also why we have that E on the end of a word. So whenever you have a word that you want to end in V, you also know you have to put an E on the end so that it can't end with a V. Okay, you can finish reading, sounding and writing those words. Down here it says copy and write yes or no. You might like to highlight the word too that's important in this one. So smoke comes from a fire, yes or no? Yes, it does. And we know that the E is making the O make a long sound there, so you may want to put that in as well. Then you have to get your long strip of paper to cover the sentence so that you don't look at it when you write it. Smoke comes from a fire, cover it. And try and write it without looking. Smoke comes from a fire. Don't forget the full stop at the end, capital letter at the start. Check, is it right? Yes, it's right. You can go on to the next one. You can read those sentences on your own and write the yes or no on the short line and the sentence on the long line. Copy the list word and draw. There is a slide at the part. Which word is the list word? Slide. Let's put that little highlighter in to show that the E is making the previous vowel long. There is a slide at the part. So the list word is slide. We've got to write slide there. And then you have to draw the picture in this box here. You can read the rest of those sentences and finish them on your own. Copy the word and match to the picture. So you just have to write the word again on the line and then draw a line to the picture of that thing, spade. Copy the correct word. A zebra has lots of strips or a zebra has lots of stripes. That would be the correct word. Highlight it and then write it on the line. I'll leave you to finish off the rest of those sentences. Right, this is G4 day 3 and it says write the words, but first of all we're going to read them and sound them. So we've got brave, brave, and you can highlight the sound in these as we go. Spade, spade. Then we need to change highlighter colour. So we've got drive, drive, shine, shine, slide, slide, smile, smile, stripe, stripe. Change colour again. And we've got broke, broke, smoke, smoke, and drove, drove. So here we're reminding ourselves that the E may make the previous vowel long, but you have to have a consonant in between. There's another couple of rules here that we're also revising. So we know that English words can't end in V, so we would also have the E at the end just to show that English words can't end with a V. And that's what we'd do if we tried to write a word ending in a V. You also know that we use a K for the K sound after a long vowel sound. So I've got a bit of revision in there. Now let's go back and read the word, sound the word, spell the word and write the word. So we've got brave, brave, cover it and write it. And then go back and check to make sure you've spelt it correctly. You can finish those ones off on your own. Now here it says write the base word or the list word of each of these words. So if we've got the word braveness, we know the base word or the list word is brave. So you just have to look for those in there and highlight them and then write the base word or the list word on the line next to it. Then it says singular, plural. Now singular means one and plural means more than one. So if we have one slide, we don't do anything to the base word, it just stays as slide. But if we want to make it say more than one, say two, 2 slides, you know we have to usually add an S to the end of the word. So we'd have slides, spades, stripes. Now over here it says opposite. So what's the opposite to frown? You have to have a look up here. If someone's not frowning, they're probably smiling. So the base word of that would be smile. Frown, smile are opposites. You can work out these other ones for dull, scared and fixed on your own. Verb families, we know verbs are words that tell us something we're doing or can do or have done. So drives comes from the word drive. So in this first column, you're looking to write the base word. So Dad will drive to work, he drives to work every day, he is driving to work tomorrow. Yesterday he drove to work. Now we wouldn't say drived, so usually we add ed, but sometimes we don't. And we call these words, when we don't add ed, we call them irregular verbs. So drove, let's sound it, drove, and we know the e is making the o make its long sound. We don't say shined, we usually say shone, the sun shone. Slide would be slid. Smile, oh that's a nice easy one, you just had to add the D there because the E is already there. So we've got break, breaks, breaking. We don't say braked, we say broke. So be very careful because there's a few irregular verbs mixed in there for you. Comparators and superlatives. Comparators are where we compare two things and we usually add to make one word mean more. So you might say, he is brave, but I am braver. And then if you compare more than two things, you've got a supergroup, you're saying the most of something. So you wouldn't say the most brave, you would say the bravest, and you'd add est to the word. So brave already ends in an E, so all you have to do is add the st. Combine with a list word, sunshine, something way. You'll have to work out what that one is. G4, day 4, we have to find the words by following the arrow. So this is quite a fun little activity. So you might need your highlighters out for this. So there's the first word. We've got to follow the arrows, space, there's a word. And then the next word might be late, so follow the arrows. Then the next one might be old, follow the arrow again. We're going all the way along that line. Then we've got ice. Then you have to write those words down the bottom. So we have to write space, then late, etc. You can finish writing them all. Now to find the 6 mystery words, they either go diagonally, which means that way or that way on a slope, or vertically. So let's see if we can find some. We've got, let's see, O's is one. And then down here we've got ice. That's a diagonal one. It goes on a slope. This one is a vertical one because it goes up and down. So then you have to write those 6 words that you find, the 6 mystery words down here. O's, ice. You can find the rest of them yourself. Write the rhyming words you found in the grid. So there's 3 sets of rhyming words. So you might put all the ace ones here. I don't know what they all are. You'll have to work out what the words are. Here, find 4 that rhyme together, 3 that rhyme together, and 2 that rhyme together, and write them on these lines. Then this man sitting on the chair says, can you draw a picture for one of these words? One of these words here in that little box.